we should come to a point where we feel that this is the most important activity of my day, and I want to hear Krishna's holy name. This is why I'm here. This is blissful. I like chanting Krishna's name. Basically, that's our realization as devotees of Krishna. We're here because we have some taste for the holy name of Krishna. Because Krishna is none different from his name. Nama Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukta Abhinatvam Nama Namina. So different things we can do to improve that taste. And if we are caught in the modes, whether it be rajas or tamas or sattva, there's different things we can do to get out of these modes. To rajastamo bhava kama lobhadayasche cheta etaya anavida sittam sattve prasidhati. Our cheta, our consciousness, always tends to, there's like gravity. And you have this molasses, la molasse, molasses, which is very gooky and gooey and sticky. So as soon as you get in touch with it, you get stuck, and you can't move. So we have to keep our consciousness high. The sun is always out in the sky. It's us who are below the clouds. If you take a flight, within minutes you're up there and you see the bright sun and the sky and the sea and ocean of clouds. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Haya Andhakara Yahan Krishna Tahan Maya Adhikara. So when we allow the Krishna sun to rise in our lives, then ignorance will be destroyed. We won't be affected by ignorance, compassion, and goodness. So reading Bhagavatam and Gita every day, chanting these mantras, engaging in Sankirtan, all these things help. But we have to want it. Otherwise, we can be under our umbrella and will not feel the effect like that. It's a continuous struggle, day by day. But at one point, you'll actually feel that, yes, I'm making some breakthroughs. There's some glimpses of hope. There's some taste is there, right? Some taste is there. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. So where there is some taste, there can be more taste. And we can get back to our original. You see, initially when we come to Krishna consciousness, Krishna just gives us this bonus. It's like they say, okay, you open a bank account with, what's it called here?
Krona.
Danske.
Krona.
Krona. Banka. And they say, okay, we'll give you 5 krona as an initial, token of appreciation because you have faith in us. So we put an initial deposit. So we come here to Krishna consciousness, and Krishna gives us just 1 drop of nectar. But that 1 drop is enough to drown us in total ecstasy. And then after a few months, it wears off. Because we didn't continuously invest. We started withdrawing immediately. We took those 5 kronas out, and we went out and had fun. We spent it all. But if we continuously invest, then that anti-interest that accrues, whatever builds up, it will amount to a lot. It's a conscientious desire. And desire is something very magical. It originates from the soul. Desire is very powerful. If you really want it, you can change your life right here, right now, today. And people have done it. People have done it. There was this wealthy merchant who one day, in the marketplace, he heard one lady say, "It's enough, it's time to go home." And he just heard that, and it touched his heart. And he just walked away from everything and went to Vrindavan. Because he just realized, it's time. It's time to go home. It's time to get serious about life. And he just walked and never came back. Now we think, okay, I walked many times and I came back many times, so what's my position? Well, we can't jump. We have to, there's no shortcuts, like we said yesterday. We have to go through our life in a progressive fashion. When Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, in his Vanaprastha days, and he was doing a lot of austerities and a lot of writing and a lot of studying and a lot of praying, the devotees asked him, why did you waste so many years? Why didn't you come earlier? We only had you for 10 short years. Why didn't you come before? Prabhupada said, I wasn't ready. I had to prepare myself. Now we know that's his humility, but he wanted to write Bhagavatam. And he wanted to show to us how to go through life in a proper way. So, there's no shortcuts. We have to go the distance. And it's good. Yes?
There are these kind of new ideas, at least to me, that a devotee should follow their heart and be properly situated and don't be artificial in your services. And yeah, my question is like, how do you get a service that you really like? Because like, whatever I have experienced in my own life, like when you have to do it every day, then there is quite a lot of austerity in it, and it takes time for this sweetness of the service to develop. So yeah, so this to do what you really like to do and follow your heart, how should we apply that? Because we just had a seminar.
There is many questions inside your question.
Okay.
And it will take a long time to answer it. I was told 8:45. I'll try to finish by 9. So, follow your heart, fine, but we all need guidance because our heart has been misleading us many times. So, we also need direction. We need guidance from our authorities and from the people who know us. At the same time, yes, we have to follow our heart because the heart is where the soul resides, and the heart means our desire. What's our desire? How do we want to serve Krishna? Yes, we do follow orders, but this is a voluntary movement. So, out of our own desire, have we surrendered our free will at the lotus feet of Guru and Krishna, and we say, I'm your servant, I'm soul surrendered unto you, please instruct me, please tell me what's best for me, and how can I serve you best. And sometimes you get service that may be very difficult, that may be very hard, and it will take you quite some time till you become accustomed to it. But you will also see how, where there is more surrender, there is more taste. If it's easy, if it's just what you like to do, or what you're good at, it's like, okay, what's the fun in that? You've done it a million times. It's not so much challenging. When you want to build up strength, you need some resistance. Without resistance, there is no possibility of building up strength or stamina. So, if you want to make spiritual advancement, there has to be some resistance. Okay, one might say, I just am happily serving the way I'm serving, and that's fine. Well, that's great. If you are able to fully focus on that and make that service better and better and better and better and better, that's wonderful. But for the most parts of us, unless we have to struggle and fully depend on Krishna, we don't feel that connection. We don't feel that actual sense of surrender. And there is no... What question is there of victory if there's no struggle to attain it? But different people work in different ways. So I would not like to generalize. What I would like to answer is that don't become sentimental and be misled by your heart. Because we have all tried that and it has failed quite too often. So take guidance from people who know you, and that's why we have spiritual master and spiritual authorities also, temple president, senior devotees, and we should consult with them. And you can be blissful and have taste in any service. It's not that you can only have taste in your particular rasa. There is taste in any devotional service, if you realize that it's devotional service, it's for Krishna. And I'm doing it because I want to please Krishna, and there's a need. So let me do it. Many times we become a little too mental, too selective about how we like to serve. Prabhupada did not have any notions like that. He just did what was necessary in order to propagate this movement. Even though it meant that he had to do things that were seemingly unpleasant, that were very difficult, that were unpalatable, that were not appropriate for a sannyasi, but he did them in order to establish the movement and to serve his disciples. So, at the same time, we have to see that we can be conducively engaged in Krishna consciousness, we can stay functional and feel that there is some actual development. We're not feeling stifled in our progress. And that's why expert leaders, expert authorities engage devotees in a way that is most suitable to their nature and also suitable to the environment that they're in. So we're very fortunate because this is a personalist movement. We don't just tell everybody you do the same thing. Just like Lord Chaitanya and his associates. He gave different associates different instructions. When you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, to certain ones he said, you stay home, you take care of your parents. Others he said, you don't marry. Others he said, you stay in family life, you do like this, you do like that. You go to Vrindavan, you stay here, you come travel with me. It was individual for different people. Jagadananda Pandit was so much in love with Lord Chaitanya that he disregarded all social etiquette, all rules, and he chastised and he rebuked even the Lord himself. So Lord Chaitanya sent him to Navadvip. He said, you go to Sachimata and you bring her gifts and you tell her, I'm very happy here in Puri. And he knew that if he's there in Navadvip, everybody will straighten up. They will all become strict because they will not dare to do any nonsense when Jagadananda Pandit is around. Because he had this nature of being very outspoken, even when it was not appropriate sometimes. So, love makes you breach etiquette sometimes. Because there's a higher truth than the philosophical truth, than the logical truth. And that is pure loving devotion to Krishna. But we have to follow the system. We have to follow the process in order to develop this highest love of Godhead. So please follow your heart and at the same time take guidance from people who can guide you. And in this way, everything will develop very nicely. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, It's great. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki.